Hi there, guys. This is Jiu-Jitsu here with another Premier Forgotten Realms draft. And as we open up the Emirth Desert Doom, which is most definitely going to be our pick. Whenever he deals damage to a player, we draw a card. If we have the fewer cards, if we have fewer than 3 cards, we go up to 3, which is ridiculous. 5 mana for a 5/5 flyer, which is very difficult to kill because he has ward. So great trade-off, and usually the opponent's going to be tapping out if he has enough mana to kill this guy. There are not many cards that can deal 5 damage um, and manage to, and cost less than 3, if I'm not mistaken. So this is nuts. Let's talk about the things we might want to wheel here. If the Charmed Sleep wheels, then naturally we'd be happy to pick that up. I do not think that the Chaos Channeler will wheel. Reaper's Talisman is also an option. And that's the pick. Here we have an Archfiend. If you draw a card, exile the top card instead. Draw 7 cards. And use that much life. Ooh, okay, so essentially lets you draw like a bunch of cards. So we have a few options here. Wizard's class is great. We have Charmed Sleep, which is, I think, de facto removal. Otherwise, in blue, nothing too interesting. So I think two options are pretty interesting. We have Ray, which is great. I don't think this is a great pick. So because essentially the draw 7 cards is the only option that that gives us a sort of benefit. Otherwise, it's just a 6/6 for 6. I think it's either the Wizard's class or the Charmed Sleep. I think I'll go with the Wizard's class. I think that we'll have more chances to pick up Charmed Sleep. And this pack is, I think Baron is the right way to go about it. Red and blue both have a lot of rolling effects, both in commons and uncommons. I think more than the other colors, if memory serves. So Barbarian class could be interesting. Just for the effect that if you roll a die, you can roll 1 more. The +2/+0 is not too exciting, though. I will say that. I think it's more of a constructed card. In terms of black, there isn't a very solid card here, regardless. Maybe in green. Like maybe Find a Path is something decent if we want to accelerate. Monk of the Open Hand is good, but I don't think it's going to be this kind of deck. That's a toughie. Think I'll pick this up. No, I'll take Find a Path. I think green blue is also a thing. That's not bad. So half the times you're going to be gaining card advantage. 5 mana for a 4/4. That's decent. But I think Power of Persuasion is going to be our pick here. Yeah, for 3 mana you're going to be gaining pretty good card advantage half the time. Otherwise, it's just it's a slightly overpriced unsummon. And I guess that if we do pick up some pixies, then it does improve our chances. I'll make note of that to try and perhaps pick up some pixies a bit more. I wouldn't say aggressively because that's something you seldom want to do, but might try to prioritize pixies a bit more. I think the talisman's just okay. This is not bad. This is some decent removal in black. And if we end up venturing into dungeons, then we'll be taking this. The talisman, I see the potential, but I think that usually blue doesn't cast too many of them small critters which you want to duplicate early on. Here we have another Power of Persuasion. And otherwise, I guess Secret Door, which is somewhat playable. I think we'll just take the Power of Persuasion. Ooh, that's nice. That's actually not bad if you have a lot of enter the dungeon effects. It's a bit expensive. Mm. Yeah, we don't have that many enter the dungeon effects in blue. Think we'll take this guy. I wonder if I'm over-evaluating this. Since we were seeing just so many of them, I think it's a fairly tempo-oriented format. So with the equipments and stuff like that, bouncing creatures is not something to be taken lightly. This is nice. Oh, sorry. Not named Clever. Okay, yeah. That's not bad. It's an accelerant of sorts. Secret door, I think we don't have one, but I think they're going to be fairly easy to come by. Don't intend on taking the torches or anything else. This is kind of late. I'm very fond of these guys. I don't know if we can get spies through. This is essentially a cancel with some... cancel is just a counter for 3. The ability to be able to draw 2, discard 2 is nice. Rather than just having the counter up and passing your turn. Yeah, I think we'll take a Brazen Dwarf. There we go, and we have a Pixie. These are, and perhaps rightfully so, they're kind of underdrafted. These, however, I don't think so. These should be picked a bit higher. They're the good stuff. 2-1 for 1. I mean, is nobody playing black? Wow. Okay, and as I say that, we get this boy. So another would-be dragon, another 5-drop, which is ridiculous. And as we pick him, I think we have a very clear game plan. We hit 5 mana, and hopefully, as of that point, we just win the game. So that's clearly going to be our pick. Other things to consider: Feign Death, probably. We're definitely deeper into blue. Sea Guard is not something we're probably going to play. Things to wheel, I guess Feign Death, Deadly Dispute is okay, and of course Charmed Sleep. But I am not keeping my hopes up about Charmed Sleep wheeling. Here we have this. That's not bad. I don't think we have too many zombies and such, but this is definitely decent. Here we have another Charmed Sleep. I'm thinking how much death is going to occur during our turn. I think the beginning of your end step. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be killing that many stuff. I'm really considering just going for Charmed Sleep. I think that's probably the better option. We can also get the cave, but getting something like a cave as a secondary color just isn't that exciting. It's an amazing card if you're in white, but if you're not in white, I just don't think it's of that much value. And we're not playing something like green-black or red-black where we're attacking every turn and there's a lot of trading happening. So not as excited about it. Minion is always funny for the memes, but we do not have enough dragons or enough power to activate such ambitious endeavors. Here we have the Mind Sorcerer, which I guess if you return something to hand, then he's really good. If it's at the top of your library, it's not so great. We have the drop, we have the ray, which I'm very fond of. We played it last draft, and I really like the effect. I think I'll go for the Aberrant Mind. I think, and this will probably be the last 5-drop I pick. Also, picking the pit drop is also pretty good. Ooh, dragon. Pricing's a bit steep for this, I have to say. Target creature or artifact becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature. That's kind of steep. for its cost. 6 mana is not it's not cheap. That being said, our other options are a white dragon. I don't think we can really steer away from these colors. Yeah, I don't think we'll go into white. I think it wasn't open on the way here. Let's see. Another target non-artifact becomes a 4/4. Non-token artifact. Okay, so we have to have a bunch of artifacts. That's less likely. I don't know if we'll have any. We have Secret Door. Okay, that's an artifact creature actually, so you can activate these onto Secret Doors. So it's okay. It can turn our Secret Doors into more impressive doors. But I think we'll just want the contact another plane. I mean, it's an option, but I do not think we can consistently get it off. Would we have ventured into white, then we would have had some interesting options here. But I think that the Westgate agent is just too good. So we definitely have a pick, but we also have a pick here in black, and we're happy to take it. These guys aren't too bad. They're not too good either, but they're somewhat playable. They can get you out of some of the annoying stalemates. Don't know if we want to run more than one of these, seeing as we probably have enough things to do on our third. Oh, sorry, there's another drop. So yeah, that's a pretty easy pick. It's not the cheapest. There's a enchantment in ye old times, maybe it got reprinted, called Deadweight. And it cost 1 black and it did the same effect without venture into the dungeon. And I think that kind of a rule of thumb is whenever venture into the dungeon is priced at 2 colorless mana, it's a bit subpar. When it's at 1 colorless mana or less, it's usually a pretty good deal. And I think that's probably its value, give or take. Yeah, I'll pick something. That wasn't a very exciting booster pack anyway. We have a Feign Death, which we might play. Not as excited about the Ravens, I'll be honest. Ravens, not so much. Yeah, and this wheel, so it seems like there's a consensus about this card not being the most exciting out there. We'll see whether... Okay, this should not wheel, though. I think this is crazy. At the very least, it's a solid combat trick, and against a lot of the field, it's just going to be a wham-bam hard removal, so... That's peculiar. And we even get a Secret Door to wheel. Do we get the staff as well to accompany it? Probably not. Drizzed. Yet again, we meet, and I cannot play you. We have a black dragon. Deadly Dispute. I think it's going to be black dragon. I don't like running such a top-heavy curve. But we'll see about it. I think we need something to generate card advantage. We might want to run 18 lands since we pretty consistently want to accelerate to our 5 mana. I guess something that draw 2 cards and create a treasure. That's not bad. So yeah, we're gonna pick up the dragon. Mixed feelings. I don't know if we want another one of these guys. I'm very fond of them. I think it's a good card, but don't think we want to run too many of these. These are great. 4 mana, and we're a bit thin on our 4 drops. So 4 mana, 3/3 comes into play. Scry. I think that pricing wise, it's pretty decent. 4 mana for 3/3 flyer. It's a pretty sweet deal. Add to it the Scry, and you get a pretty nice value out of the card. I don't think it's uncommon worthy just because it doesn't generate anything too epic, but neither does Power of Persuasion either. So I think we'll pick it up. I think that one of these is probably enough, and we're a bit top heavy as is. Mind Flayer. Whoa! So we have to play it, boys. I think there's no. Ooh, goosebumps. Reminds me of the Dungeon and Dragons scene that they did in Stranger Things. I'm sure they were probably aiming for that, given the show's popularity. So yeah, Breath of Frost is nice and all, but don't think you can really contend with the Mind Flayer. We have such an expensive deck. I think it's going to be an 18-land deck. And we're gonna hope to pick up some pixies. Some little pixies. Or other 2-drops perhaps. Manticore is nosies. The pit is good. This guy's also okay, but I don't know. A pit is a pit is a pit. These are okay as well. Let us accelerate. As far as I'm concerned, they're a mana generation format of sorts. So we have many pits. Here we have the Displacer Beast, which I think is great, but I think we're very heavy on the 3-drops. We could axe these, but considering we got another Pixie and so this is pretty absolutely a better card, and I would have loved to take it. And it has Venture the Dungeon. I'm still considering it, but we're inching towards the end of the draft, and I feel like we're just going to be passing our turn 2. So we also have a pit here. We have a bunch of good stuff, but I'm making some difficult curve decisions now. Some very, very difficult curve decisions. Because you're not really allowed to go turn 2 pass. There we go. So we get even another Pixie. So we're going to be getting some sort of value off of it. There we go. All the Pixies come at the end. Pixies bring all the boys to the yard. Damn right. Okay, I guess we don't have to run that many lands, given that we've found some earlier stuff. Not sure if we'll run the Conjurer. This is okay, but we'll have to see what our creature base looks like. Yet another Pixie. Okay, we did it, boys. We did it. So the plan is to draft a bunch of stuff that relies on Pixies, and then just draft 4 of them in the end booster, because nobody picks them. That's how you should go about it. Sometimes being irresponsible will pay out. These aren't bad, but I think that with 4 Pixies we could probably skip them. We'll decide afterwards. And with so many Pixies, we could probably skip the Villain Slayer. I don't think that typically you want to play counters in limited unless they're super good counters. And in a way, these let you do. They have an alternative thing to do, to draw 2, discard 2, but it's card disadvantage. We're definitely gonna play at max 1 of those. Secret Door is okay. We have a lot of rolling effects, but I think we're a bit heavy on the 5-drop, so it's probably gonna happen. We might re-add him, but we can also axe the Black Dragon, who's pretty expensive, and just run these 4. Maybe Acid Breath doesn't make the cut. Maybe it's just a bit too much. So definitely gonna run all of the pits. I think we can axe this Scion. The Investigators are okay. I think the Dispute is probably not going to happen. We do not have a lot of treasure creation. Feign Death is... So it's good with things like Clattering Skeletons. And... yeah, it's good with things like Clattering Skeletons. And I think I can just finish the sentence there. Bar the Gate is optional. We might add it later on. Yeah, so Feign Death, not so much. Secret Door, yay. This is essentially something to do on turn 3. We're definitely, curve-wise, we're definitely heavy on turn 3. And I'm considering just axing the Black Dragon because it's going to be so difficult to reach him, despite our card drawing and everything. When I say card drawing, I mean exactly 2 cards. Contact the Other Plane and Wizard's Class, haha. I think I will axe him. Now we have 2 more cards to axe. Not easy. Okay, I guess I'll also... That's kind of tough because this could often... So first off, if we run both this and the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, we can kind of go off forever, right? You can juggle between the 2 if you have a ridiculous amount of mana. It is 7 mana. Like, you know, this is a 3/4 that's going to be sticking around for a while. That being said, I think that curve is important. I don't think they're going to be able to kill all of our bombs, and we have quite a few of them. I think this is good enough. Maybe I could axe a single one of these because I think he really only benefits from. I think he only really benefits from ramping us up. Okay, so if we get stuck with Fate's Reversal, and we'd rather have the Conjurer, then know that that is the last minute change I made. So that was the deck, and I'll see you guys in round number 1.